about the noise, where legends rise. From the clouds to the crowd, this is Crowd, where Africa meets opportunity, where music meets magic.
Hello, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, members of the Crowd community. Thank you very much for joining us once again on another edition of the Crowd Industry Virtual Seminar Series. And today I'm talking to content creators, digital marketers, and everybody that sits at the back of a music campaign, be it a music record or a music viral campaign, amidst it. And today with me, I have another guest. I'll say he's one of the youngest people I've talked to on the episode of the Crowd Virtual Industry Seminar Series. He has worked with several international brands on different kinds of campaign, whether video, whether, name it, he has done it before. And that is why I'll be bringing him on today to share his experience. Jeff Tabutade, you're very welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so it's nice to have you here. As I said, you're one of the youngest music industry professionals, and if nothing else, having you here proves that becoming a global talent or becoming like a global professional, it's not just about how old you are, but what you can do, the skills you have. Now we're talking about growth hacking African music, growing campaigns. The question I'm going to be starting with is, what makes a successful campaign to you?
So basically, from my perspective, I believe that a successful campaign really depends on the branding. Because one thing, a lot of people in the music industry never do is brand themselves. They just, I want to go viral, I want to get my shit out there, I want to get something out there, I just want to be there. But you don't think about the long term, because at the end of the day, the long term we're looking at is branding. Branding meaning that when they see a particular stuff, like probably a color or something, it resonates with them. And it's apart from the music industry, people in the fashion world do is you'll be able to see some clothing brand and you recognize that, this is the clothing brand just by the color. So I feel like a lot of artists need to dig deep into their branding, because campaigns is not just about going viral. It's about the long-term thing. It's about building a community of people that really love your stuff. And how would they end up loving your stuff? Based on your branding, based on the character you play for them, based on the role that you're playing out there. Because at the end of the day, being an artist is way bigger than you. At the end of the day, is you playing the character of the artist, playing the character that people actually love. At the end of the day, also not losing yourself. So one thing I feel like people need to do to have a successful campaign is to brand themselves. So on the long term, people be like, there was this era, there was this era, there was this era. So they'll be able to tell stories. So your story is spread more than just you being viral. It'll be your community knowing you for exactly this. So I feel like branding in campaign it's like in everybody in the music industry needs to have a particular brand, needs to have a particular alignment, needs to have a particular structure that they're building down for the long term goal.
Thank you very much for that insightful answer to the question. I like that you talked about community. I'm going to be going that direction for the next question I'm going to be asking you. What are the things that creators or maybe campaign leaders often overlook when they are trying to brand campaigns in today's music industry?
Yeah. One thing I feel like they overlook in general is the making money aspect. Because I feel like everybody's like, I want to go viral, but they're really not looking at the ROI, meaning the return of investment. Because everybody's just like, successful campaign means, you went viral. No, successful campaign means you had your return of investment, meaning that I put this so amount into this artist and I got so amount back. So one thing we always do, one thing I've been advised to do by people bigger in the music industry is, at the end of the day, you're trying to make sales. Music can make you money, but there are extra things you can do to make you money. And also in community building, there are extra ways to make your community make you money. One thing is selling merch. A lot of artists don't do that, and I feel like that's why Rema is so successful, because Rema during his tours he sells merch. He dives into more than just the music thing. There's way more you could do to make your money back, because successful campaign isn't just virality. You can go viral and not make any money, but what your aim in general is to go viral and make the money, or just make the money, because virality without money is waste of money. So what you should do is build a community of people, solid fans that are willing to do anything for you. That's where your branding comes in. Second of all, find a way to make your community pay you, meaning selling merch, owning pop-up parties, doing something from there. Virality won't be hard as long as you have a strong community. I feel like that's one way Playboy, one artist did, Playboy Carti. Playboy Carti wasn't that big, but he built a community of people that were so crazy about him that he had to go viral. They make edits for him, they make clothing brands for him. They did so many crazy things for him just for him to go viral, and it was so easy. So community building is so crazy when you're trying to run a successful campaign, because they are the people that will generate you money. They are the people that will make you go viral. They are the people that will spread your good news, like I say. So I feel like community building is so heavy when it comes to branding.
I'm happy that the community thing is coming up in this conversation, because that is part of what we are doing at Crowd. At Crowd, we are building a community of music industry professionals, and they are making sure that they are not just a community, but they're a community of verified music industry professionals. I'm going to be moving to the next question that I'm going to be asking. There's really no point doing something. After all the money you spent on something, you now end up getting 10 views or 5 views. So how do you balance that need for authenticity and community building? How do you balance it with virality?
Like I said before, like it still stands on the community P, because at the end of the day, right, going viral happens when you have a group of solid fans that are willing to listen to your song back to back. Because at the end of the day, let me give you an example. Like when Odumodu Black came out, I didn't actually like it at all. But due to the peer pressure of this community, people, Odumodu song plays in a party, everybody's singing it. That was his community. His community enforcing it on others. Like before you know it, I was singing the songs. I never played the song by myself. But before you know it, I was singing the song. Before you know it, I was privileged to just listen to the song. And I'll just play it. That's why the community comes in. Like people rush to go viral when they should be rushing to build a community of strong people, of people that are down to actually this. Because once you have that community, you will go viral. You can't go viral without a community. And if you do, you'll be more of a fluke. That's why a lot of people go one hit wonders. They drop a song banger. Nobody even knows who the artist is because there's no community. Your community plays a huge role when you're trying to go viral. Because at the end of the day, people need to know who you are. And that's what your community does. They know who you are and they spread the news about you. Once your community keeps growing, keeps spreading the news, you keep going viral. Like, artists make money when big brands come to them. Oh, promote my stuff. No brand will come to you, even though you have like 1 million followers and you have a whack community. No brand will come to you and say, "Oh, promote my shit." When they know that they're probably not going to get the ROI, they'll give Coca-Cola will pay Rema because he knows that once Rema is on a banner, you probably get like 1 million extra people to buy more Coca-Cola. So
thank you very much again. I'm going to be going to the next question now. And, now we are moving away from perhaps talk around people around community to around tools. So, as a digital marketer or somebody that creates content or like leads campaigns, to use that particular term, what are the devices or what are the tools that has made your job a lot easier? That has made growth hacking African music a lot easier for you?
there are new tools, right? But I feel like I still love like the old strategy we normally use, which is ads. Like ads, like when you're trying to run a successful campaign, you're trying to get your face as much as everywhere as possible. Let me use that in English. I know that's not right English, but you're trying to get as everywhere as possible in the sense that you're trying to make everybody know your face. You're trying to make everybody know who you are. You're trying to put you everywhere. We're running ads back to back. We're running campaigns. We're hosting parties for you. We're doing things like that just in order to make everybody like, oh, this song is a hit. Because one thing people don't understand is even though a song is like horrible, trash per se, you will still like the song because you've overheard it. It just once we're able to get the sound as everywhere as possible, I feel like that's when we have a successful. And tools we use: Instagram ads, YouTube ads, Snapchat ads. Like we put it on as many social media platforms as possible. New tools. I feel like I still have to test new tools. I haven't really found out about new tools yet, but those are tools that I know that work. We put you on as many places as possible. Then we put you on as many TV shows as possible. We get your face out there. We get your song out there on the radios, on everywhere. Because the more they listen to your songs, the more they hear it, the more they sing it. It just causes I don't know the English to call it, but it makes you remember it. Like causes a recall in your memory, making you sing it even though you don't even know the lyrics.
Again, thank you very much for that question. The next question now. So, for a digital content creator or for a digital marketer, what is your own take on AI and all the assistants and all the everything, all the tools? What's your take on them? Are they going to put you out of business, or it's just as some of our guests who have appeared, who have also tried to answer the question, have always said that it's an accessory, not competition. So, what do you think about the role of AI in the African music industry going forward?
AI can take us out of business, yes. Because at the end of the day, AI is growing. It can take us out of business. That's why as in any part of like the music industry or any business in general, you need to stay ahead of the curve, meaning that you need to learn how to prompt the AI yourself. Because AI, one thing we're just grateful for about AI is that it can't work on itself. It needs your prompting, it needs your guidance, it needs you to direct it to exactly how we should run your ads, how we should do something. That's why, like one thing I always do is stay ahead of the curve. Learn how to prompt the AI. Learn how to how I can utilize it in this particular place. How I can utilize it in there, or else it can't take the work. Yes, I feel like in the next 10, 20 years, AI will do everything on itself without even needing a prompt. With just few words of talking to it, you'll be able to understand exactly the type of campaign you need. So yes, I do believe AI can take us out of work, but I do believe that the only way you can stay in check and stay ahead of your curve is just by studying more, learning the tools, learn how to utilize them.
So yeah, again, thank you very much for that. I'm going to be going to trends in the global music industry space. So what are the trends currently, based on your own observations, in the global music space that you think African music industry professionals should be looking at?
Yes, there's so many and so few at the same time because it's something that Africa can catch up to in a very quick space. And I feel like it really is on the visual side. Like, you know, an American artist and you know his team based on just the visuals. Like, one thing they don't play with is how they appear. Like I said, the branding, how they appear and stuff. But apart from that, I really feel like the African people can catch up easily just with them being educated left and right, being taught like how to do this, how to do that. So one thing I feel like we should do as Africans is to educate them, and I feel like I'm grateful to Crowd for doing that because I noticed you guys hold a workshop like at the end of almost every month, like educating people, making them understand that this is what to do, this is what not to do, and this is how to grow in the global space. And I feel like they need more of that type of workshops, so they'll be able to understand. With workshops like that, they'll be able to catch up. I feel like there's nothing too crazy when it goes to like the global space, there's nothing too crazy when it comes to that. All that's just different is probably the equipment and the visuals and the type of environment they're in. So I feel like Africa can definitely catch up to it.
So the question I'm going to be asking you, what other digital income streams can artists or maybe creators want to they leverage on to make sure that it's not just music, or so that on the day they release a song that is not very, very good to their community, that's the end of their career.
Then let me give examples. For example, Buju. When NFT was going viral, Buju opened his own NFTs, like, and people, his community were feeding off it like crazy. That was a very smart move because at the end of the day, you need to make money, right? And music can make money, but sometimes it can't sustain you. And there's several other ways to make money. For example, Nicki Minaj right now started her own shoe brand, which is a very smart idea because at the end of the day, if she decides tomorrow that I'm quitting music, her shoe brand will still sell because at the end of the day, she has created a pathway, she has created a community, she has created a community of die-hard fans. So when she says that, what if she says that, the ticket to my shows are my shoes? People definitely buy it. People definitely buy it. And we all know that it should be way more expensive than the normal tickets. So I feel like that's such a smart idea. Like selling stuff in the community is a very smart idea. I mean, there's so many digital products you can do. A common one that artists do is sell merch, sell like clothing brand. Like Rema did for his tour. He sold merch. People would buy merch. He always sold out. This is a smart idea because your community will obviously want to buy and show it off that this is the original Rema merch. So I feel like one thing you could do is always sell something within your community, whether it be a digital product or a physical product or even a service.
Thank you very much. Okay, so I'm going to be asking you the final question. If you could redesign the musical ecosystem for creators, what would you change? What would you add? What would you remove?
There's so many things you want to redesign. Like at the end of the day, in this music industry, in this whole ecosystem, if you do not have money, it's quite hard for you to go viral. So I'll find a way to leverage that people could go viral without money. Like because running ads is so expensive, Like companies spend artists, companies, people in general spend millions of naira, millions of dollars on just ads trying to get their products to right. How do you expect me as an upcoming artist or an upcoming company or a company business to match that type of energy? So I find the digital products that will be able to place people that even though they don't have funds, there'll be a way for them to run and like send their stuff to they'll be able to run ads at the end of the day. Me in general, so I don't want to spend that much money on ads. So yeah, I'm trying to solve my own problem right here. So, yeah.
Thank you very much, Jefta Obutadi, for joining us.
Thank
I
you.
didn't mention this before, but Jefta, as I said, is a student of FUTA, Federal University of Technology, Akure. And, even as a student, he is working with national brands, working with global companies, and making his own way or making his way in the music industry. And Jefta, we're very proud of you and we appreciate you for coming on the Crowd Industry Center today. Thank you very much for coming. Well, ladies and gentlemen, community members, it's been another episode of the Crowd Virtual Seminar Series. Being your host, Adebayo Adebiti, from Crowd. We have a lot of things, we have a lot of benefits for you as a member of the community. Let me remind you again that this is just another episode of the Crowd Virtual Seminar Series. There are other episodes, so just take Crowd Industry Academy on YouTube, and you'll be able to watch some of the virtual seminar series that we've had before. It's also to remind you that you can go on our website, www.crowd.com, and profile yourself as a music industry professional. Go on crowd.com, profile today, put in your qualifications, start your projects, and I'm sure if you qualify and if your projects are valuable enough, you will also move your career from local to global and get access to international companies and different institutions in the So this is also a reminder, you can also follow us on social media, Crowd Africa on all platforms, Facebook, Instagram, X, and LinkedIn, Crowd Africa. You can also follow our channel on WhatsApp and updates. And let me also remind you again that when you profile, go to our opportunities page. We're hiring a number of positions and opportunities. So go on our opportunities page, find a position that fits you, and apply. Thank you very much again. I wish you all the